Right. Let's read a question here, right? Okay, here we go. Mark, why do I feel lost? Like I don't believe I'll get what I want. Or sometimes it feels like what I want is out of reach. What's happening here? If we're deliberate creators and everything is us, including the universe, then why does my mind tell me otherwise? Okay, so that's pretty normal when you're creating what you want in your life. You're always gonna have some doubt, and you're always going to feel like it's not working or it's not coming. And that is because, I'm gonna say this, you cannot listen to your mind. It's crazy to say that, right? What do you mean I can't listen to my mind? My mind's telling me, leading me, doing me good stuff. No, no, no. You cannot listen to your ego mind. You see, your mind works different ways if you don't know this, right? Let me tell you something about the mind so you can get this. Number one rule of the mind is as follows. You do not create any thought. You pick up thoughts. I repeat it again so you get this. You do not create the thoughts that are coming in your head. You are a receiver picking up thoughts based on what state of being you're in. For example, notice when you're feeling good and positive, you seem to have good thoughts. Things seem to go good. Notice when you're feeling down and out, you seem to have negative thoughts. It's because where you're vibrating. See, the universe, the multiverse works on frequencies. Each frequencies carry their thought pattern. So you are a receiver of thoughts. You are not the thoughts. You are the receiver. It's like you have a radio. You can't blame the radio for picking up all these different stations. The radio's just picking up station. What you can do with the radio, though, the radio have the ability to do what? To tune in or tune out. You, my friends, have the same ability. Look at yourself like a radio. When a thought comes in, you can tune in. Tuning into the thought means that you're taking the thought on. You're making the thought about you. No, 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 no. Never do that. The only thoughts you should take on are thoughts that are making you feel good. So the question becomes, all right, Mark, so if I don't create my thoughts, then how can I sit here and I can just think of something I want or something my dreams? That's not a thought. What you're doing, you're creating a desire. Whenever you create a desire, it shifts you to a vibration where those thoughts exist and you tune in to those thoughts. See the thing? We create the desire, and the desire takes us to the realm where those thoughts exist. And then because we're on the realm where those thoughts exist, what do? We stay there because it makes us feel good. And when you stay there, it's when something makes you feel good and you stay there, your subconscious now has time to take the program, assimilate it, and make it your life. So, check this out. If your mind is telling you that you're not good enough to get what you want, it's not worth it for you, you just don't have what it takes to make it, it's not going to happen for you, oh whatever, you're not confident, you're just no good, you're not loved, you don't deserve it, it is all a lie. It is not you, it is a thought. It is passing in and you're picking it up the receiver. So if you can understand this, whatever you desire, whatever you want, it's going to be stronger because that's a desire. Whatever you don't want, it's going to make you feel down and depressed, and it's going to tell you it's not happening. And that's because your ego controls all of that stuff. You see how that works? So if you understand this, then you become unstoppable, untouchable. because now you understand it. This guy just showed me that I'm not the thoughts that are coming into my head. All these negative thoughts I'm getting, and all these things about. Think about it. Some of these thoughts you get, you like. Sometimes you say to yourself, like, "Damn, where did this come from? I'm not even thinking about this. Why is this coming in my head?" That's correct, because you're not thinking about it. They're just traveling on the superhighway of the multiverse, and you're picking them up. But what you're doing wrong, people, this is what you're doing wrong. Whenever something comes in your head that you don't want, you have habitually conditioned yourself to accept it as you. You got to stop doing that. When you want to manifest something, people, you have to be in a relaxed state. When you're in a relaxed state and a peaceful state, you will always get what you want. Someone says, "I don't know what to think about." You're always thinking of something. So when you say, "I don't know what to think about," just then change it and say, "All right, I'll just start thinking about something that feels good." Go back to a memory that made you feel good. Do something like that. That's the art of manifesting. You literally don't have to. You literally don't have to do anything to manifest. When I mean anything, you don't have to like do a lot of work, man. You don't have to like do a lot of trying and effort and all this stuff to manifest what you want. All you have to do is just know the language, know the rules, know the laws of thoughts, know the laws of the mind, know the laws of how you interact and bring things in. And I'm just teaching you one of the most fundamental important law is that you don't generate your thoughts. Your thoughts have been automatically generated out there. They're in a collective. They're from other individuals. They've been there since the beginning of the multiverse, the universe. Everyone, people do have good desires. People also have bad desires. Bad desires create those negative thoughts. Good desires create the good stuff you want in your life. So you have to understand there's two planes of existence there, man. And once you get this thing that you're not these thoughts, you're a receiver of the thought. And now let me make it very simple for you, so eloquently simple, so you can get this. Okay, let's use the radio analogy. Let's say the radio have a station you don't like. If you tune into the station you don't like on the radio, does it hurt the radio? Does it destroy the radio? The radio is still fine, chilling, doing its thing. However, here's what happens with you. You think that when you have a negative thought, it's going to stop you from manifesting what you want. It cannot do that. Just like it cannot destroy the radio. It only gives you an illusion to make you believe or think that it's going to stop you. And that comes from your conscious and also your subconscious. See, whenever your subconscious isn't on the program of abundance, you are going to get misinformation. Your subconscious is illogical. So if you have a negative thought and you accept the thought, your subconscious will also accept the thought as what you want in your reality. So my advice to all of you out there is very simple. All you have to do is when a thought comes in, pretend you're a radio. And a radio is just picking up. A radio can't judge. A radio don't take anything personal. A radio is just a tuner. You have to see yourself as a tuner. Whatever the radio likes, the radio stays on. If you turn in the radio, your higher self is turning the radio. If you like a channel that make you feel good and positive and abundant, stay on that channel. If there's a channel that make you feel doubt and negative, observe the channel, but don't absorb the channel. Just understand, oh, this is just one of those fleeting thoughts. It's not me. Your ego will try to convince you it's you because your ego have no knowledge about how this stuff works. Your ego don't even know itself. Your ego doesn't even know that it's not you. Your ego will think you're it. It gives you personality and stuff like that. You're not a personality. You're not even a person. You're a being of energy, light, magnetism. A person is a creation, a make-up thing we made up. It's a game. You're not none of that stuff. If you can get that, then whatever you desire now will start to find its way to you a lot easier, because now you're in the flux with the multiverse of the creation of stuff. You'll start to manifest a lot of stuff fast. So my advice is, if you're manifesting something in your life, you want to get something in your life, just don't pay attention to the negative of the mind. When the mind says it's not going to happen, you have to kick it out and you got to push on. You know, you cannot lose anything. You haven't lost. You're not a loser. Those things are impossible because those are made up things. There's no such thing as a loss. You cannot lose something if you already have something. You know, you got to remember, people, this was recently demonstrated and discovered by physicists. They did an experiment, but we knew this. I knew this from the get-go since I came here. You probably know this too. But I don't know if you know this, but let me teach you something so you can understand this. Recently, physicists now have created something from nothing. Remember I always talk about, I said, guys, the universe came from nothing. So everything is nothing. What is nothing? Nothing is the state of neutrality or peace. Nothing is just acceptance is already there. Things have to create from nothing to become something. So if you understand that, then you understand that you can't lose, because there's nothing to lose, right? That's very deep right there. And if you get that to sink in, it's a game changer in your life, because it shifts your perspective and your perception. Whenever your perception is shifted, your physical world shifts as well. Did you know that? Did you know that? Okay, if you're looking outside today, I'll give you an example of what I mean. If you get up every day and you look outside and your perception is, it's gonna be a tough day, man. It's really hard to earn this in this economy, da 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 da. Your physical reality will reflect that shift. Did you know that? That's called quantum superposition. Did you also know that if you get up every day, despite wherever you're at, and you say, you know what? Things are starting to look up for me, man. I'm starting to see things work in my favor. It's going to happen. I don't know how, and I don't care, but I know it's going to happen. Your reality will shift physically into that favor. Did you guys know that? Yeah. That's because where we live, what we live in is not a real world thing. It's very transparent, and it's a lot of energy that we create, and we move it with our emotions and with these thoughts and our desires, and they reflect to our unconscious mind. So if you're ever feeling lost and you feel it's not going to manifest, it's coming from your limited mind, because your limited mind can't see nothing. And nothing what is everything, right? So now you have that knowledge. You can use that knowledge to do what? To change your perception. Whenever you change your perception, you change your life, you change your world. That's the lesson for you guys to understand, is this: change my perception. When you change your perception doesn't mean, changing the perception doesn't mean you have to know how it's going to work out for you. That's not a change in the perception. Changing the perception doesn't mean you have to know when it's going to happen. Change the perception doesn't mean you have to figure out or solve a problem. That's not changing the perception. Changing the perception is exactly what it says. It's change the way you look at something. What's the guy? Wayne Dwyer says this very eloquently. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at will change. He's eloquently just explained the laws of quantum mechanics. Love that. When you change the way you look at something, the thing that you look at will change. That's a superposition state and collapse in the wave. What's the difference between knowledge and gnosis? Knowledge is the understanding, implementation. Gnosis is the knowing. Working a job while manifesting to win the lottery. All that's possible. That's what I did. I was working a job when I manifested to win the lottery. So anything, you can do anything in this world. Anything, listen people, anything that you can imagine is real. Anything your mind can imagine is real. Did you know that? It's real. You cannot imagine something that doesn't exist somewhere in the realm of the multiverse, in the realm of infinite realities. Let me repeat that. You cannot imagine something that isn't real or happening right now in this space, in another reality of a different version of you. It's impossible. If you can't imagine it, it doesn't exist. So go into your head and go ahead and imagine the wildest thing you could ever think of and imagine. It's real somewhere in the multiverse. Quantum mechanics proves that. That's profound. That sounds so trippy. It sounds unbelievable, but it is a fact and it is true. Remember also, the universe isn't entitled to make sense to you. It doesn't care about you. It doesn't care about what you know. It doesn't care about. It's going to do what it's going to do. It's going to make what it's going to make. It's going to manifest what it's going to manifest. You just get you the being have to get on board with it. You got to be in flow with it. You know, it's like someone going outside, and the wind is blowing, and they're like, "Stop, wind! Stop blowing! Stop it! Stop it!" The wind don't care about you. The wind gonna blow. The wind might even blow you over, man. But if you go outside, you understand it's the wind. You say, "Oh, it's the wind. Okay, let me just turn this way so the wind don't blow me this way. Let me just cover this way so the wind will pass. Let me work with the wind, man." You gotta work with the flow of the universe. When you work with the flow of the universe, it works with you. And that working with the flow of the universe means understanding how your mind works. And now, you guys are understanding how the mind works. Whenever you have a dream, someone said, "I dreamt twice of winning the lottery." Yeah, the dreams are snapshots of what's to come. Anytime you have dreams of manifesting something in your life, you see, it's called a premonition. There's two types of dreams that exist. There's premonition dreams and there's establishment dreams. If you have a dream more than 2 times, it's called an establishment dream. That means that dream is 100% about to come in what we call near future. That dream is days, weeks, months away. When you have a dream that you're seeing something very vivid, it's called a premonition dream. That dream now means it could be days, months, or years away. Now keep in mind though that when we say these time, they don't really exist in the realm of the present moment. We make up days, months, years, but it's just showing you, giving you an idea of when your dreams will manifest. And all of this is because anytime you can see something in your mind right now or in your dream, and it happens, it's not that you predicted the future, guys. There's no such thing as a future. What you're seeing is something that's already happened. It already happened already. You're just previewing or getting a snapshot of something that already happened. So when it comes and happens, you say, "Oh man, it's the future." It wasn't the future. It already played out. You're just catching the replay. We live in a replay universe. Everything we catch is a replay. There's nothing new that we created. From the dawn, from the beginning of the universe, multiverse, when it began, everything was already set out already. Everything was already done. It was already created. Your dreams, your desires, everything was already manifested for you. What you're catching right now is the replay. You know, some people, they'll be at home. They're like, "Okay, I'm watching it live. Oh man, I can't watch it live. You know what? I'll put the DVR on. When I get home, I'll watch it." You catch the replay. That's what you do. You're watching replays. None of us have ever experienced live. We always are going to experience replays. Only part of us that experience live is our higher consciousness, our higher self. You and I, we're always catching the replays of everything. See how that works? If you imagine bad things to happen, and you said it is real in the multiverse, can I still reverse? Okay, when something happens, it has already happened. You cannot do anything about it. But here's the good thing about it. It happens in different realities and different verses. Now, the thing about it, the thing is not that it happened, is do you want to experience the thing that happened? So the question is, if something bad happens, it's fine, it happens. The question is, do I want to experience the thing that happened, bad thing? And the answer is no. So it means that if you don't focus on something bad, constantly think about it, it won't happen to you. If you keep focusing on something bad, then you're telling the subconscious to take you into the multiverse or the reality where that thing is happening, and you will experience it. Also, when it comes to manifesting, this is something people talk about that we don't talk about. And let me shed some light on it for you. When it comes to manifesting anything in your life, people, bad things especially, it's not going to manifest instantly, okay? So you can relax. That means if you're spending a day or 2 or 3 days, or you're in this constant negative cycle, you say, "Oh my God, man, I've been thinking about this too much. Is it going to manifest?" No. For something to manifest, whether good or bad, you have to be constantly on it for months, for weeks, 24/7. That's when you put energy, and that's when it can manifest. So that should save you some worry or stress. That it means you could have a few days, a few weeks, or what, and nobody here will ever sit 24/7 and think of something they don't want. It just doesn't happen like that. So you can relax. And that's right. Your thoughts, if you're focusing on negative thoughts, they will grow and expand until you shift them. If you don't do anything to shift your thoughts, your subconscious is going to assume that's what you want. And it always gives you whatever you want. So you have to be aware of the thoughts. And if you see something you don't like, let it pass you. If you see something you like, let it come into you. And keep it there. Nurture it, grow it, water it, visualize it, imagine it. And it will grow, and it will expand, and it will become your world. So, and who's this here? We have this Deuce. Deucey says, I manifested my dream life. Then I had a premonition of being back home. And now I'm back where I don't want. Alright. So when that happens, whenever you manifest something, guys, and then it reverts back to whatever you don't want, it means now that your subconscious isn't fully programmed in abundance. Because what happens is, you guys, you can manifest with your subconscious in blocks with limiting beliefs, right? But what we're doing, we're using our conscious willpower mind. Our mind will temporarily override our subconscious, and we'll have success for months. But after we kind of let our guard down, you will come and sabotage yourself. So if you don't notice the consistency in your life, if you say you manifest something great and you have it, and then all of a sudden you go back to what you don't want, it's your subconscious mind that you need to fix up. So if you just go in your subconscious mind, program it for abundance and keep it there, then your subconscious mind will, whenever you get something again, you will never lose it again. You always build, and you have the consistency of it. How powerful are affirmations? Affirmations are the most powerful form of programming that you can ever use to create anything. They're faster, they're effective, and they hit the subconscious, and they work very effective. The reason why they're so powerful is because of how your mind is set up to operate. Your mind questions will always open the mind. Statements will always close your mind. Statements will close your statements closes your subconscious creative mind. Questions open your subconscious creative mind. Okay? Questions open your conscious mind, but your conscious mind isn't as powerful as your subconscious. So when you ask things in a question, your subconscious will take a question and generate an experience as proof to you of your question. That's why they're so powerful, because it's your subconscious that does 98% of the creative process. That's how your mind works. See how it works? So I want to leave you guys with that, and I'll see you again for some more questions.